Perfect. All right. Welcome everybody to another wonderful Thursday. It is very nice to see you all.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
You're
right.
Life goes by too fast as it is.
That's quite the mistake.
You're really looking forward to the weekend, are you, Joe?
I guess so. Nothing exciting out of the blue is happening, so that's even more interesting for me, I'd say. Can you all see my feet?
No.
Not quite? Okay. Just double checking that. So I will move this down just a wee bit, and then we will get started on our warm-up. Good. Excellent. All right. Super wonderful to have you all on. Just really quick reminders. Make sure you have a nice clear space to exercise in, nothing to step on or trip over. You will need, if you have access to it, a stretchy band and a dumbbell. It's important to have your water close by, which I've never actually told you before, which is interesting. And always good to have your inhaler close by, if you've got one, as well as an oximeter. That's that little fingertip monitor that tracks your heart rate and oxygen levels. Okay. And this is a virtual class, so any noise on your end, we all hear it. So please, if you get a phone call, someone needs to chat with you, if you've got music in the background, please put yourself on mute. And with that, let's get started. We're going to start with the hands. All we're going to do today is you're going to hold up your imaginary soup can or softball, and you're just going to toss it behind you and then bring it back. So toss it behind you, bring it back. So just toss one ball, imaginary ball, behind you at a time. We're going to do a couple different fake throws today, which I think will be extra fun. Good. And so the goal here is I do want that palm facing behind you. So actually pretend you have a ball or a soup can, an apple. Good. Okay, now we're going to just toss it over our shoulder. And I want you actually extending your fingers as you toss. Let's start lifting and lowering your heels if you would like an extra challenge. Good. As we're starting to get everything warmed up and ready to work, let's also make sure that we're getting into our breathing patterns. So breathing out through pursed lips. Nice work, everybody. All right. And now, who's played pickleball? Nobody?
Nobody.
Okay. Well, you've got the racket and we're swiping across. Swiping across. Swiping across. Okay, so your front swing. Again, keep lifting and lowering your heels if you can. And so, gang, the reason I've got you visualizing, we're not just moving our arm across our body, we've actually got an invisible paddle and we're striking in front of us, is it actually engages different muscles. And you can try it out for yourself. Just reach versus, okay, I've got that paddle in my hand, the ball's coming, strike. It feels different. You are engaging different muscles. There's more purpose, more intent to this movement. Good. There we go. I got so focused on my striking, I forgot about my feet. All right, now we're going to change it up to a back strike. So you got that paddle and you extend out in front of you to hit it with the back of the paddle. Your backhand. And for an extra challenge, what I'm going to ask you to do with your feet now is to step forward and strike. Step and strike. Step and strike. Step and strike.
Doing the backhand wrong is what can give you tennis elbow.
That's absolutely correct. Or doing it too often.
Right.
Especially with a sharp increase. So you go from not doing any tennis or racket sports over the winter, and all of a sudden you jump into doing it 5 days a week. Even if you have perfect technique, you're more likely to get some sort of tendonitis, which is what tennis elbow is, which is inflammation of your common extensor tendon. So the tendon that extends your elbow.
And it never really recovers.
It's very challenging to recover it, but it is doable. Okay, now let's strike overhead. And I would like you to lift your opposite knee. So you can do either more of an axe throw, or you can do a little bit more of a overhead strike. So again, these movements all feel a lot different compared to just raising your arm. Can you all feel the difference?
Yes.
Or notice the difference? Good. So this is a really good example of how intent of a movement can really affect the movement. And this is why I'm always encouraging everybody to be very purposeful in your exercises. Make sure we're maintaining our breathing pattern as best you can. So breathing out through pursed lips. All right. Now rest there. Now what we're going to do is opposite leg and arm. We're going to do our step forward and underhand. Underhand. And I actually want that bit of rotation, palm facing forward with that underhand movement. Excellent, everybody.
So what makes this this to me really actually sometimes feels painful. It's virtually untouched by somebody, by finishing, by special by counting, like sometimes you can direct all this like home. It is such incredible.
Good work.
The question is,
So sorry I'm late. I had to restart my computer.
Oh, that's always frustrating when that happens, but I'm so glad you made it on.
Thank you, Jill.
We're practicing all of our racket sports today,
Okay.
starting with an underhand serve and stepping forward. And the reasoning for that is giving more purpose and intent to our movements. And what everybody's agreed on is that it sure feels more different than just reaching your arm out. Now we'll do
Opposite
two
arm,
more.
opposite leg.
Opposite arm, opposite leg. And now you make sure you do about 10 of them, and I'm going to switch everybody else to just marching.
Okay.
So warm up the arm and leg, a little bit of coordination, that'll be great. Everybody else is stepping in place. Remember, you can do this seated or standing, whatever you are most comfortable with. We're still maintaining your breathing pattern, so exhaling through pursed lips. And if you are choosing to stand, awesome. Make sure you have balance support within grabbing distance. Okay, safety first. All right, and we're gonna start stepping twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So each foot double steps, as I like to call it. Good, so double step and then switch, double step, switch, double switch, double switch. Okay, now for 10 seconds, I'm gonna get you all within your abilities today to speed it up.
What?
So for 10 seconds, see how fast you can go while maintaining a double step. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. I did a couple triple steps there. The coordination was tough. So now what I'd like is your arms are going open, forward, open, forward, open, forward, open, forward. Or to the side, in front, to the side, in front. And you can be just marching your feet if you want the extra challenge, increase the intensity. Good. All right, and then again for 10 seconds, let's see how fast you can go while keeping proper movement, guys. Okay, so get into the right pattern, stay in control, and go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Excellent. All right. Now reaching down across, up across, down across, up across. Good. Now maintain that breathing pattern. And switch sides. Down across, up across, down across, up across. And remember that leaning forward doesn't come through your back. You just rock forward through the hips. Now we're alternating sides. So down across, up across, down across, up across. That's tough. And what's going to make it tougher is we've got 10 seconds. Go as fast as you can while staying in control. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Well done, everybody. Now, do you feel warmed up? Uh-oh. I don't see very many thumbs up or nodding. Okay. That tells me we're done with warm up. We can move on. All right, brilliant. Brilliant job, everybody. Once again, grab a sip of water. Very important to stay hydrated throughout class. And it's often easier to do that when someone else reminds you that you got water there. So we're going to do a little bit more cardio today. And the goal is a minute of work and 30 seconds of rest. And for your intensity for that minute, your first goal is just to be able to keep moving for a full minute, okay? And then we look at trying to increase the intensity. The goal is to increase your breathing rate. So yes, you might get a little bit, get into a little bit of a huff and puff, but you're still focused on breathing out through pursed lips, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just going to touch across, opposite knee, opposite hand. And we're gonna go for a minute in 3, 2, and go. So touching across. First goal is to be able to keep moving for a minute. So maybe you just touch across. Maybe you do a couple where you lift and then a couple where you don't lift, okay? Otherwise, you're pushing the intensity a little bit. You should be able to say a couple words. You shouldn't be able to talk nonstop. You shouldn't be able to sing. And most of you are on mute, so you can test it. Good. You're way past the halfway mark. You're doing awesome. You've only got 15 seconds left. So yes, you are supposed to be a little bit puffed here, but still able to take a full breath. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. 3, 2, and rest. Okay, so 30 seconds here. The next movement is going to be rotating one arm or hand over the other. And we're going to go up, down, and up to the other side. So drawing a figure V. We still have 10 seconds of rest before you start. And if you feel like you didn't need that rest, then I'm going to encourage you to push harder. Ready? And rotate those arms. Let's go. So keep up your breathing pattern. And push hard. We got a minute of hard work. Challenging but doable. Remember, it is okay to get a little bit puffed here. That's the goal. We've got to challenge our breathing. Good, we're halfway, so 30 seconds left. Do what you can. Remember, even if you're huffing and puffing, still exhale through pursed lips. Good, you've got 10 seconds. Well done, everybody. 3, 2, and rest. Well done, everybody. Are we having fun yet?
Of course.
Oh, good. Remember that recovery position, either hands or forearms on your thighs, keeping the chest up. Okay. And our next movement is I want you stepping your foot out and in as fast as you can. Halfway through, we're going to change. Oops, that was just my water ball falling over. We're going to change legs. Okay. Ready, steady, let's go. So tapping out and in, out and in. So just focus on the one leg. Tap out, 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 go, 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 go. Doesn't have to be big steps. It can be little steps. Good, almost there. 3, 2, 1, change. Good, keep breathing out through pursed lips. Well done, everybody. Almost there. 3, 2, and rest. Good work. How did that one feel?
The right side's faster than the left side.
Yep. And that's normal. It's normal for us to have a stronger, more coordinated side. I would suspect you're right-handed.
Yeah,
So it's most common for your dominant hand. That's kind of a more dominant side. Gets a little bit different if you're, some people are just wired differently. They're left-handed, but use their right foot for everything, or vice versa, or it depends on the sport. All right, so next, gang, what we're gonna do is I want you reaching just to your shins and then up. Shins and then up, and let's go. So remembering to keep your chest up, it's just rocking forwards and then reaching up. And if you just think about that kind of rock forwards, that's how you're going to help protect your back, because we don't want any movement through your lower back in this. We just want your hips to move. And thinking about keeping your chest right up is going to help with that. Good. Way past the halfway mark. You've only got 15 seconds. Great job, everybody. 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds of rest. Good. Make sure we're breathing out through pursed lips. Okay. And that last exercise for cardio today is I'm going to get you bouncing your feet. So either lifting and lowering your heels or actually jumping your feet up and down. We're going to start in 3, 2, and go. You're welcome to move your arms with you. You can keep your arms out of the way, but the goal is to be jumping those feet, bouncing. Again, you can just lift and lower the heels, keeping the toes down. Good. Maintain your breathing pattern. Excellent. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. Great job, everybody. 15 seconds left. Hope you're all feeling bouncy. Good. 3, 2, and rest. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, everybody. So have a bit longer of a rest. Good idea to grab a sip of water. Good. Now, has anyone been practicing their endurance? Some of you. And what was your other task? Practicing through challenging everyday movements like walking upstairs, breathing out as you exert. That was the other thing I wanted you to practice. All right. So today, I've got an extra challenge for you. And you're not going to like me for it. And that's okay. So my goal for you is we're going to do only one set of sit to stands today, or squats, because squats are easier than sit to stands, because a sit to stand gets you all the way into this low position. Knees are 90 degrees. Or remember, you stay seated and just push your feet into the ground. Try to get your bum up out of the chair, even if it doesn't quite leave, and that's great. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And I want you to count for yourself how many you do. Some of you might only do 5. That's okay. We're going to write it down. Some of you might get 20. Great. You're going to write it down. Okay. But we're going to start. Actually, I'm going to wait till my timer is at a whole number because it's way easier for me to keep track of that. We got a couple 10 seconds, an extra 10 seconds to catch your breath, mentally prepare because it is going to be challenging. Maintain your breathing pattern. It's going to be super, super important to do. 3, 2, and go. So counting each sit to stand that you do. Preferably you don't use your arms, just press through the legs. And again, if you want to just bend halfway and up, that is easier to do than a full sit to stand. Okay, so there's different ways you can modify this. Maybe you're staying seated and you're pushing your feet in the ground, get your bum out of the chair, and then you rest. Push and rest. Push and rest. It's not about speed, it's just about control and endurance. Can you keep going? Remember just to keep it challenging, but doable. Stick to your breathing pattern. That's going to give you more stamina, more go power. Okay, that's 1 minute. I know. Just do what you can. Again, if you need to rest in between, do that. This is all about challenging yourself, not about comparing to anybody else. That's not what I want at all. Maintain that breathing pattern. Maybe you do a couple full sit to stands and then you do a couple seated ones. Awesome. Good. We're almost there, everybody. Keep breathing. Ten seconds. Good. 3, 2, and rest. Okay, we're going to have a full 2-minute rest after that. For those of you that like movement in your rest, feel free to just keep stepping your feet. You're welcome to move your hands in that figure 8 or just get right into that recovery position. Now, what I'm going to encourage you to do is to write down whatever your score was. And so make sure you write down it was 2 minutes. How many full, and write down what you did. If you did full sit to stands for the full 2 minutes, write down how many. Maybe you only did a couple full sit to stands and then a couple modified or seated. Whatever it is, just as long as you know exactly what you did. Because if we are to repeat it in a couple weeks, then you got to know what to compare it to.
It changed.
Okay. Is there any questions on that while we're doing our long rest after that gruesome portion of today's class? No questions?
No.
All right. Got 30 seconds left. So keep breathing out through pursed lips. And actually, I've got a question for you guys, because I saw some of your faces when I said 2 minutes sit to stand. There was a lot of concern that I was seeing. Did you do better than you thought you would? Yeah. Quite a few of you, I think, are surprised at how well you just did. I'm not surprised. I always expect great things from all of you, and you always match it. But sometimes
I thought I could last the 2 minutes doing the full ones. I did 26, but then I had to stop, and then I did
Wow.
about 8 or something, half.
there you go. Yep.
So-
And sometimes that's more a case of
Too
Just
fast.
either pacing yourself. Yeah. It's just like a race. If you start off the first leg of the race sprinting and going as
Yeah.
fast as you can, you're going to peter out.
Yeah.
And I didn't think
So-
I could do any, and I did 5 of them. I'm shocked.
Woo!
For you.
Maureen!
Shocked.
There we go. That's awesome. And so I don't want anyone feeling bad. I only want you feeling good about what you did. If you got a really high number, that's amazing. That's good endurance all alone. Okay. And that's why we count both the number and the time, right? Because one of those two things is going to improve. Maybe your endurance isn't quite ready to do a full 2 minutes, but you're able to get an extra 2 sit to stands in for next time. That's improvement. Well done. Okay, I think we've had a really nice long rest and we feel ready to get back at it. What I'm going to ask you to do is to grab your resistance band. All right. Mine's pretty long. To use the handles, I'm just going to wrap it around my hands. And remember, that is a trick to help, especially got arthritis in your hands. It can be helpful to wrap the band around. And what I'm going to ask you to do first is to put it around your back so it comes forward through underneath your armpit. Okay. Okay, and all we're going to do here is push forward, back, 2, 3. 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 So that's 5. Push forward, back, 2, 3. 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 One more, forward, back, 2, 3. Now one hand, we're going to push forward a little bit faster for 10. So just the one hand, ready, forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to hold your fists up. So I want your elbows kind of almost in line with your shoulders, but not quite that high. And you're just going to extend and bring back. 1, extend and bring back. Extend and back. Extend and back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now one hand is going straight up. 1. You can alternate. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just go up as where you can, even if it doesn't fully extend overhead, that's okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to repeat that sequence. So pushing your arms straight out in front of you. If you need to take a quick rest, please feel free. Ready? Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One hand, faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Elbows up and straighten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up overhead. 1, alternating. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. How do those arms feel?
Tired.
Tired. Nice. You did great. Feel free to put your band to the side. We are going to use it again, but now it's time to use our weight. Good. Okay, team. What we're going to do now is the weight is by your side. We're going to lift our weight and our opposite knee. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to put your feet straight out in front of you and you're going to hold the weight up at your chest. And we're going to lift one leg. 1, then the other. 2, 3. Now make sure whatever leg you're not lifting, you're pressing it into the ground. 4, 5. If you're uncomfortable having your legs fully extended, especially on the back, bring them in closer to you. Okay, 7, 8. We're doing 20 of these. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now what we're going to do is lift your leg up and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do what you can. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woof. Well done, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Excellent. Excellent. That was a lot of work on the front of your hips. And if you just grab your band, we're going to work on, so your hip flexors we just worked on. Now we're going to work on those glutes. So I'm just going to wrap the band around my thighs. And that way I can kind of just push my hands down rather than gripping so tightly. And then what we're going to do is remember clenching your glutes. So pretending you're crushing a walnut between your bum cheeks. And we're going to just gently pull the band away and then bring it back in. Pull away, 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 back in. Pull away. Good. So keep up your breathing. Good. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. Clench those glutes to pull those knees apart. You should feel like your bum gets tired doing this exercise. And if it doesn't, you're just not clenching hard enough. Good. There we go. Brilliant work. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice work, everybody. Have a bit of a rest before we're going to repeat that. Okay. So it's good to change it up sometimes. So some of you might like the change. Some of you might be going, oh, geez, my legs or my arms. What is going on? And it's just to keep things interesting. In 1.5 years of exercise classes. How great is that? And some of you have been here since the start.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. All right. And again, for anything, if anything doesn't quite feel right to you, either please mention it to me and I'm super happy to adjust for you and show you how you can change things. Or if there's an exercise you know suits you better, please feel free to do it. Remember, this is your exercise class, okay? So if we're gonna repeat that sequence before we stretch, the first thing we did was lift up one knee and the opposite weight. So it looked like this. Okay, and the goal is to do 10 of those. Let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're to stay up tall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now the second one was holding the weight. Give your legs out in front of you. And 1. 1 lifts, the other pushes down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Good work. Make sure you maintain your breathing pattern, everybody. Breathing out through pursed lips. You don't have to lift that leg up high, but press your foot down into the ground. Good. Got just a couple more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Bring those legs back in. And this time we're lifting up as if we're going to put some socks on. 1, 2, 3. Good. 4. Just do what you can. Doesn't have to be lifted high. We're just working those muscles. There we go. Maintain your breathing pattern. Keep exhaling through pursed lips. Excellent, everybody. Good. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. And what was the last one?
And
The band wrapped around your thighs. You got it. And this is your final exercise. And then we'll go into a cool down. Because you guys have done amazing today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready. And clench those glutes, pull apart those knees. They don't need to move far away. You just want that resistance. Good. So this is one where the further you move your legs apart, you're not going to end up feeling it more. You just need to add in a little bit more resistance. So if it feels too easy, feel free to double up your band, meaning fold it in half before you wrap around your thighs. Clench those glutes harder, pause, and then relax. So all different ways you can adjust. Good. Great work, everybody. Maintain your breathing pattern. Last couple. Really tighten those glutes, make them do the work. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. All right, I'm going to ask you just to take a couple of seconds to either just recovery breathe. You can grab a sip of water. Maybe you want to step forward and back. But I noticed that there is a message, and I want to make sure if it's a question, it gets addressed. So keep stepping. I'm just going to quickly check. Oh, perfect. Someone just had to leave early. No problem at all. Okay. All right. Any special requests for stretching today?
Are we
the
done?
neck exercises.
Ah, very good. Okay, let's start with that. So you're going to gently just put your hand on the side of your head. And remember, if you got osteoporosis, to make sure you're keeping a neutral neck, don't tilt. If you don't, you can tilt a little bit more. And we're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. And gently push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the front of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the back of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once more, the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really should have mentioned this at the start of doing those exercises, but you do not want to go as hard as you can. You just want to go till you feel the muscles working. Okay? If you suddenly go maximum effort, that's how you get things angry at you. Okay? So if you want to practice those on your own, just keep it fairly gentle. Any other special requests? Remember, this is your exercise class. All right.
So good.
Right from there, that's good. Right from there, pop up the elbow. Let's gently push it back. Either wrap around or just push. And remember, this is the perfect time for questions and socializing and telling your jokes that you've been keeping in all class. Switch arms. Our group has gotten quieter and
Yes.
quieter and quieter.
Yeah. Jill, on that last exercise, why did you say that if you've got osteoporosis to do it gently, or why is that?
Yeah,
reason?
so people with osteoporosis, and that's different than osteoarthritis.
Mhm.
Osteoporosis is where you've got reduced bone density, and rest your arm, meaning you are at a higher risk for fractures. When it's severe enough, you got to be really cautious about how you move your spine, both flexion movements, rotation. You are at a higher risk of getting a small fracture in your spine. And it's important to strengthen to help reduce the risk.
Okay.
But if you were to crank your neck over and push, that's a much more risky position than keeping it neutral and strengthening here first.
Well, what I was going to say, I've got osteoporosis, but that exercise actually felt good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But the key thing, Mary, is with so many people in one class and it's on Zoom, and with so many people accessing, sorry, while I talk, you can stretch out a leg. So many people watching and doing these classes later, recorded.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that everyone has a good understanding of how to reduce the risk at home, because I'm not right there with you.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Of course. So there is a degree of, your body.
Yeah.
And if you've been doing things that feel really good, you've been told to do certain things by a physio, by a doctor, then continue to do them. But I got to make sure that everyone is taking the highest safety precautions.
Understandable. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. But I'm glad those felt good. A good thing to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
If you have osteoarthritis?
Osteoarthritis, you're not necessarily at a higher risk for fracturing the spine. You just let pain tell you where you stop, and go right before that. And for both conditions, strength training is super, super important. And so for people with issues in their neck, right? Starting some strength exercises in a safe, progressive manner can really, really help. Like Mary said, she goes, "Oh, that feels good."
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Is it going to feel good for everybody? No, because everybody is different. That's why I give you as much information as possible so that you can make your own informed decisions for what works for your body. So we're going to rest there. We're going to get our feet apart. We're going to gently press in and move away. And actually, maybe I should follow up on that question in case anybody doesn't quite understand the difference between osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is a normal thing as we get older, and it just means that there's some inflammation around the surface of the bone. Sometimes there's reduced cartilage in the joint, so between two bones, which is what can create some of that inflammation, some of that pain. That's why strength training is so important to maintain. So it helps support that joint. But osteoporosis is where the actual thickness, that's what we mean by the density of the bone. The kind of, you can think of it as the thickness of the bone has actually decreased. Switch sides. So I've just gently pushed my hand to my thigh and gently turned away. Feel that stretch on that inner thigh. Any other questions, gang? Questions or comments?
Nice and sunny out.
Very
Is
nice.
it?
Yes.
I think the sun might be peeking through the clouds here as well. I heard you Islanders had some sun on the weekend. Maybe in just some parts, but if that's true, I just want to say you're welcome because it rained in the Okanagan.
Yeah, pretty nasty.
That's right. Now you can turn sideways in your chair, just drop that leg back, and let's get into our breathing pattern. So for today, I'm going to count out a 3-second inhale, 4-second exhale. If you need less time or more time, please take that time. You're welcome to keep just a hand on your belly or pull your arms out to the side as you inhale, because that can help. Ready? Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Switch sides. And inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And relax there. Make sure you give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you so much for coming today, everybody. It was lovely to see you all.